This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 688 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for November 11th, 2025. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I am your only main host today. Tracy is, as we know, currently in South Korea, but Michelle is feeling a little under the weather and Chris has a work commitment. But I am joined by two of our Producers Club members. I would like to welcome, first of all, Derek, you're going to have to help me out with that surname, dude.
Yeah, it's Demitsak, and I enjoyed listening Tracy and Lacey struggle through it.
Oh my god, that Lacey episode was the funniest thing ever. And Kendra Rooks. Hey, Kendra.
Hi.
Thanks for joining me, guys, for filling in for my entire team letting me down this week.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
So, look, you're going to be on both shows, as it turns out, so we want to get to know you guys a little bit, so I will go with you. I'll go ladies first. So, Kendra, will you let everyone know where you are currently located?
Yeah, I live in Citra, Florida, so I'm just about 2 hours outside of Universal.
That's why it's only been 2 weeks since you were at the parks.
Yeah.
Everyone listening now who doesn't live that close is all like, boo, get her off, we don't want her on.
I know.
So, quick questions, just to get to know who you are. What is your favourite Universal Orlando park right now?
It's definitely Studios. I think Epic might be a close call, but I haven't been there enough yet for it to replace the nostalgic feel of Studios.
Interesting. What is your favourite park icon?
Funnily enough, the Lighthouse.
Okay.
Studios might be my favorite, but the Lighthouse is my favorite icon.
I like that juxtaposition, though. I like that people like one thing from here, but I still like that thing from there. What is your current favourite ride or attraction?
Usually I would say Hagrid's. Even with Express Pass, the wait is still really long. So I would say Forbidden Journey would probably replace it. It's the one I have to ride every time.
Wow, and not many people would say that in 2025. Interesting.
I know.
Speaking of Harry Potter, butterbeer, hot, frozen, or regular?
Regular every time. I know, that's the unpopular opinion.
Yeah, that is a very unpopular opinion. And then for seasons, Mardi Gras, Horror Nights, or the holidays?
Definitely Mardi Gras. I love the vibes in the park during that time.
Okay, interesting. Derek, same questions for you. Where are you located, sir?
I currently live in central Kentucky.
Interesting. So, your favourite Universal Orlando park currently?
It is also Studios, but Epic, I think once we go some more, might unseat in the future.
Your favourite park icon?
Still the Globe. It's a classic. Can't get away from it.
That's fair. Favourite ride or attraction?
I'll go. The ride that I ride the most, probably Men in Black.
Of course. Yeah, you fit in well. Although it desperately needs some TLC.
Yeah.
It
Some of the
really
guns
does.
are kind of suspect.
Butterbeer question, hot, frozen, or regular?
It's actually snowing outside my house right now, so I'm going to go with hot.
Oh, and that is, of course, the correct answer. And I've got no one to go against me, so I don't care. And then Mardi Gras, Horror Nights, or the holidays?
Horror Nights, probably the one I look forward to the most, but I enjoy all of them.
Exactly. They all serve their purpose, but yes, Horror Nights, I think Horror Nights, even if you're not a horror fan, you appreciate that Horror Nights is that thing. It is different every year. Like the holidays and Mardi Gras are pretty much the same thing every year. Horror Nights is entirely brand new every year, and it's crazy that they still do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you both go? Let's have a bit of a chat. Did you both go to Horror Nights this year?
No, yeah, my wife and I went down. We only did one night in the parks because we were kind of spread throughout Orlando for that week. But yep.
That's fair. Kendra?
Yeah, we went 3 times this year.
Okay, we will save your favourite houses for later because we will get to our listener top 10 later on in the show. So I will be testing you of whether you're allowed to come on the next show. So yes, this is how bad it is this week. The rest of my team are not here, and Seth is also not here because he's currently gallivanting on a cruise. So we have no actual little things from Seth this week, but I have been sort of monitoring what's been going on around the park. So we have a few things that are going on. So Kendra, would you like to kick us off, please?
Yeah. So entering City Walk, the first little thing you may notice is the removal of the Wizarding World billboard. A new City Walk logo sign has been installed.
So I don't know whether you guys have seen that.
No,
it was
actually
still Wizarding World when I was there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it to people who don't know where it is, because it's kind of on when you're walking across the last moving walkway. It's on that right hand side, isn't it? I don't know what. I guess it's Cinemark. Is it that building?
I think it's the side of Cinemark.
Yeah, I thought it was. I wasn't sure. Cool, nothing big, but yes, it's a little thing. There we go. It fits the title.
Signs are up for Dead Coconut's transition into the Green and Red Coconut Club, which will be open Wednesday through Sunday, November 21st to December 21st, and daily from December 22nd to January 4th, opening at 5 p.m. nightly.
I do love that they took the Dead Coconut, or the Red Coconut Club as it was, and made it a thing again. Like, we'd never been anywhere near. I don't know whether you guys ever went to the Red Coconut Club when it was the Red Coconut Club.
No, I think the first time I was there was only like 3 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember it ever being the Red Coconut. I just remember the seasonal ones.
Yeah, actually, that's a question I should have asked the pair of you. Kendra, when did you first start going to Universal Orlando?
Just about 4 years ago.
Yeah, so a relative newbie. Derek, same question?
So I went with my parents when I was little, so probably sometime back in the mid-90s. But as an adult, my wife and I got annual passes in 2019. So right around then is when we started going relatively.
Yes, it's still relatively new. It's surprising how many people have really discovered Universal recently. I mean, I get it at the moment because of everything that's going on, and I guess since the Wizarding World, there seems to be a big separation between people who've been going for a long time and then those people who've been going post Harry Potter, I guess. That's when it kind of got put on the map and people started to, there's another thing in Orlando that's not the rat. So heading into Universal Studios, if you are heading to the parks with little ones, make note that DreamWorks Imagination Celebration will be closed from November 7th through the 17th. That's a cool little show. Tracy and I saw it once. It's okay.
But yeah, my son loves all of them, so we've seen that a couple times.
Fair.
Yeah, we don't have kids, so as adults, we've seen it once, but it's probably not something we would go to tons.
Because you also don't want to feel like that weird adult who sat in a kids show on your own with no kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Wicked experience at the front of the park has been changed up a little now to include props from the new Wicked for Good, and the food booth outside the store now includes the Strawberryful Cheesecake Waffle, the Emerald City Focaccia, and the All Roads Lead to Oz Flatbread.
They do love a punful food item at Universal, don't they?
Yeah, Strawberryful is hard to say.
I saw that you didn't read it ahead of time and kind of stumbled over it as you got to it. Chris is here in spirit, he really is. Have you guys been into the Wicked experience? It's not much of an experience, is it? Let's be honest.
I went 2 weeks, or I guess it was 3 or 4 weeks ago when I went in the first time, and they already had a lot of the new Wicked for Good stuff in there. So I don't think they actually added much from that period. They just did the celebration of it, but it's cute.
Yeah, we walked through it. Not the For Good update, but the original iteration last year, spring, a couple times.
I think it's cool. I think it gives the front of the park a bigger statement because it's never really had an identity. I think it's just, for me, I'm just not that interested in Wicked, so it's kind of like, we had a wander around and that's, I'm done now. Yeah,
I know my wife's a big fan of Wicked, and that was, interestingly enough, one of our first dates from almost 20 years ago. Was going to see that, so it's good for the both of us.
Cool.
And along with 2 new drinks, the popular potion, rosé vodka, triple sec, dragon fruit syrup, and pink lemonade with a pink sugar rim, and pink lemonade sour candy belts, and the enchanting elixir, Blanco tequila, melon liqueur, Granny Smith apple syrup, and lemonade with a green sugar rim and lime wheel garnish.
Cool.
I have tried that popular potion. It was pretty tasty. It's really sweet, but it was pretty tasty.
So was it a theme park drink? Was it strong, or was it like a Horror Nights drink?
No, it was like a Horror Nights drink.
Yeah, I think they both kind of sound like they'd fit in that category.
Yeah. All right, Schwab's Pharmacy is also celebrating Wicked for Good with the Yellow Road Shake to find a flurry of flavors with dulce de leche ice cream, golden chocolate crisps, and broken yellow brick road chocolate pieces, and the caramel. And then there's the Wizard Elixir Shake, which is made with a tasty blend of mint chocolate chip ice cream, chocolate popping candy, Emerald City sprinkles, sweetened condensed milk elixir, and whipped topping. It's a lot of sugar.
That is a lot of sugar.
I love Emerald City sprinkles. Are they like a brand? What are these things? Like, why are they called I can't even say it. Emerald City Sprinkles. Like, what is that? I don't know what those are. But I love, again, Schwab's Pharmacy was one of those places in studios that kind of fell off the map for the longest time. And I do like that they've started putting a lot of signature things in there to try and draw people back in.
Yeah, I think they brought a lot of different people with, whoever has a liking to that particular brand or franchise. Kind of makes people a little more excited for it. A lot of people were walking around with the Wicked Shakes when I was there last time. So they're popular right now.
And they both sound good.
Yeah, I love Schwab's, and it was like a huge part of the first trip we ever did when we came over to Universal. And then it just, like I say, it just fell off the map, and it seemed to be closed a lot. And it's good to see that they've opened it back up, and it does seem relatively popular. But then they did the Back to the Future one, didn't it? So putting things like that in there, is going to draw people in. Moving over to Expo Eat, which is near the entrance to DreamWorks Land. It has been demoed and has walls up around it, and so apparently they are pulling it down and putting in a brand new solid, like a permanent structure in there. I don't even think I had to look it up to find out where it was.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which one that was either. Now you can see the walls. They did a good job blending it in.
Okay, yeah. So for a point of reference, it's right next to the caricature at the end of what would have been the crooked with the cat lady of Crooked Lane.
Yeah. Over to Islands of Adventure. Dudley Do Right's Ripsaw Falls has reopened after its recent refurbishment. But be aware that Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey will be closed from November 10th through November 20th.
Oh, no. I realised that going with Ripsaw Falls down takes away, not that we spend a lot of time in Toon Lagoon, but just not having that ride going, even when you're just walking through, it takes away so much in that land.
It adds a lot to the atmosphere, just watching it fall and hearing everybody on it. I think, adds a lot of livelihood to it.
And I know along that same line with them pulling down Rocket, my wife was just in City Walk, and she said it sounds so weird without having the screaming and the coaster going right next to you.
I can't say I noticed. It is very strange seeing that skyline with Rip Ride Rocket down. I know when we did Horror Nights 2 nights in a row, and the sort of roof structure over the loading area was up one night, and the next night it was gone. And it's like, they are not messing around. I mean, the fact, if you've seen any of Bio Reconstruct's aerial photos at the moment, there's footers up for whatever's going in there now, I'm assuming.
They have like huge cement blocks already down, and a lot of the piping brought in. They're moving quick.
I'm sure it'll be another churro stand going up in the front.
I wish they'd just tell us what it is. Chris Tracy and I we had a bet of when the announcement would be. I've already lost because mine's already gone. I think Michelle's the next one, but it's like they don't like to announce anything, do they? I hate it. I mean, I just want them to announce that it's Fast and Furious to shut everyone up who's been saying Ghostbusters for the longest time.
Yeah, I think that's just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious makes so much more sense, especially after them coming out and saying what a mistake Fast and Furious Supercharged was, and the rumours of that going away soon, and then the coaster opening up in Hollywood, which looks amazing, by the way.
Yeah,
it does.
It does.
And if it means they get rid of Supercharged, I'm happy.
So the question is, at this point, I think it's pretty obvious that that's going to be Fast and Furious. So the big question is, what are they going to replace Fast and Furious Supercharged with? Because there's no real rumours surrounding that ride right now.
I was wondering if they do Secret Life of Pets. They started putting up, some of the statues in the park, the stickers on the buildings. I know that's popular in Hollywood.
But then if you look at that ride out in Hollywood, the footprint for it is so small, whereas that Fast and Furious Supercharged took over Beetlejuice and Disaster. It's a huge area. Potentially they could, put 2 rides in there maybe? That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
It's probably just wishful thinking, but there's always the Jaws replacement.
Yeah.
I think that is massively wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to be. I haven't checked actually, but it'd be interesting to see what the wait times are like around the park now, not having Rip Ride Rocket in there. It's got to affect wait times for other things, for definite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think it's hard to tell right now because it's a little slower at the moment.
It's difficult, isn't it? I've seen a lot of news outlets over the last couple of weeks sort of putting out these clickbaity videos of like, maybe 2026 isn't the time to visit Universal Orlando. And it's like, because Rip Ride Rocket's down and Jurassic Park River Adventure's going down and it's like, it doesn't matter if you're going to a major theme park, something's going to be closed because you can't progress without taking stuff away, unless you are an Epic Universe where you can keep your park open and then your expansion plots in the back, or a Disney World that's got, I mean, even Disney, even the Magic Kingdom's doing it right now with where they're putting Cars Land in. There's always going to be construction. It's just part and parcel of going to those parks. But it just annoys me when they say, oh, don't go next year, because then you'll go in 2027 and something else will be down. It doesn't matter when you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'd rather see them, improve things and build new rather than just leave everything as is and ignore it.
Yeah, that's been my concern about Islands of Adventure. They've added, obviously you've got Hogsmeade in there, and then they've added Kong, which our last ride on that was not good. It was not good at all. And I loved that ride, and the screens were terrible. And then Velocicoaster, but everything else is pretty much the same as it was when that park opened 26 years ago.
Yeah, I know the thing that hurt me the most was Poseidon's Fury going down. That was always one of my favorites in that park too.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what replaces that. Tracy and I are having huge arguments over it at the moment. Moving on and heading over to Volcano Bay. If you are heading there, make sure that you are aware that Honu and Ika Moana of the Honu Ika Moana will be closed from the 3rd of November to the 18th of December this year.
And finally, heading into Epic Universe, the holidays have arrived at the new park, and you can now purchase Darkmoor holiday decorations.
So cool. It's a good job I'm tight, because I could have spent so much money in Epic Universe. And I managed to I managed to calm myself down, and all I bought was the Epic Universe Starbucks mug. I was quite happy. There we go.
I might weaken and buy tickets eventually to go back. It's been a struggle not to.
I also saw pictures yesterday or today they have Snoggletog Christmas decorations up over in Burke.
Oh,
it looks so cute.
And the new, even in Korea, Tracy knows what's going on. I got a message. I woke up to a message this morning. I need someone to go and try the new mac and cheese cone. There is a new mac and cheese cone.
Yep.
Someone needs to go there ASAP. And it does look pretty good, to be fair.
The Time Turner has gone missing from the Ministry of Magic portal entrance, and the blades of the Burning Blade Tavern have been removed due to an unannounced issue. That's
something Kendra, when you went a couple of weeks ago, did you go to Epic?
No, I haven't been to Epic since opening day.
Okay, so it was one of the things. Have you been recently, Derek?
We were there beginning of September, so a month ago.
So one of the things I noticed on our recent trip, and it's really sad, and I don't know who to blame's maybe not the right word, but so obviously we noticed the Burning Blade Tavern was not lighting on fire and spinning. It wasn't spinning at all. The Super Mario fountain to the left of the Super Mario store at the entrance, like the Celestial Park side of the entrance to Super Nintendo World, was walled off. There was steps around the fountain were walled off. And then now you've seen that the Time Turner's got... It's weird that these little things in a park that's barely 6 months old are showing signs of huge wear and tear when the capacity isn't that bad. And these are things that aren't... You can understand things that guests are going to get their hands on because people like to pick and play and be people. But it's disappointing when you see things like this going on.
I wonder if they just weren't ready for like the weather wear on the mechanical mechanisms for it, or what was happening with them, because that's pretty short timing.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, but they've had theme parks in Central Florida. Universal have had a theme park in Central Florida since 1990, and yet you don't know how to build a theme park in a place that pours down most of the time and has very adverse weather. And it is one of... I don't like ragging on Universal because I love them, but it does seem a bit of a misstep with Epic of so many of those rides being outdoor, and as soon as any sort of rain or lightning in the area, 90% of the park goes down.
And it's been a pretty gentle weather season, knock on wood.
Yeah, we haven't. There hasn't been any hurricanes this season, has there?
No.
That makes a change.
Hopefully I didn't jinx it.
No, next year it'll be the worst year ever. See, don't go to Universal in 2026. That's what it is.
Just got to watch the clickbait.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Right.
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, the chance to be a guest host, birthday shoutouts on air, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uuop.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
Moving on. So, Universal have released details of some Epic Universe tickets for next year.
Beginning in January of 2026, guests will be able to purchase a 3, 4, or 5-day ticket that will allow them to be able to visit Epic Universe on all of those days if they want to park hop that much.
And you can still purchase a one-day ticket for Epic or other tickets that allow one-day access to Epic. But the tickets that allow all parks days to be at Epic are the 4 parks ticket, and they start at $153.34 plus tax per day for the 3-day ticket.
So that seems... So what's that like? I think I looked... So I looked at it. I love when Universal put the tickets start from, and then you go in and you start clicking on days and you can't find that price anywhere.
Yes, one day in January in the middle of the week.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're random. I think most of the ones I saw when I had a quick look were like $208. So you were looking at $620-ish for a 3-day ticket. But that's Volcano Bay, that's Universal Studios, that's Islands of Adventure, and Epic Universe. And I suppose when you consider that even as a pass holder, you were paying $161 and something to go to Epic for 1 day, that's not bad to be able to come and go as much as you want. I mean, that's the big deal, isn't it? Just to be able to come and go as you want rather than feeling like I've spent $160 and I need... I think that's been the biggest issue with Epic is people spending a 1-day ticket because it's expensive. If there's 2 or 4 of you going, that's a lot of money to visit a theme park for 1 day. 4 people spending $170, do quick maths, like $700 for 1 day. And I can understand why people are coming out after 1 day at Epic Universe and being annoyed because I didn't get to do half the stuff in there.
I think the option to park hop will help the park a little bit with its weather issues, because at least then if it is pouring, you can switch up your plans and have a little more flexibility there, which makes it kind of worth that cost.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking if I'm in Epic, it's not as easy as jumping from studios to islands.
Yeah.
I think if I'm at Epic, I'm kind of committed to being there.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, I don't think I can park hop it.
No, that's the exact point, and it's interesting because, like you say, with studios and islands, if it's islands is not a good park to be in the rain either. But then you've got that option of, look, if I'm going to jump on the Hogwarts Express, go across the studios, and most of that stuff's inside. To park hop from Epic is a 40-minute front of the park, wait for a bus, get on a bus, go over to City Walk. It's not that simple.
Our park hopping is a journey from Epic. You're losing probably an hour, 40 minutes to an hour to move between the two. So I'm not sure it's something people would do too frequently.
I think it's that thing. See, I do worry. We've already talked about how busy Epic's been when people are buying 1-day tickets and going there because they're expecting this amazing theme park, which it is, but I can understand why people are having a negative opinion of it. Teething troubles, weather, expectations, all the rest of it. But what I think having a multi-day ticket that allows you to go multiple days is you could go, do you know what? We're going to rope drop Epic this morning. We're going to have lunch, and then we're going to go back to the hotel. And then we might go out to City Walk on the night. And then tomorrow, we might do Islands in the morning, and then we'll bomb down to Epic and close it out. And rather than have to stay there for a full day, dip in and out, rather than have to, like I say, have to spend the whole day there. You don't feel like I have to be up at... I think it was our last day there. We got up at 7 o'clock. We're down to the buses at Surfside at like 8 o'clock, and the line was round from the bus stop right round to the entrance of the hotel at 8 o'clock in the morning. So like you go, it doesn't matter if we don't do that. We don't need to be up that early. We can sleep in and rock over there about 10 o'clock. But the problem is now, because people have spent that money on a 1-day ticket and want to get the most bang for their buck, everyone's open to close. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on that 1 day.
It does, and I think that's why the park has had so many negative reviews because of that expectation from people. Like I said, I appreciate what a privileged position Tracy and I have been in, that we've got to be in that park. We've done 7 days there. which for people who don't live locally is a hell of a lot of days. I do appreciate that. But then also being there for media with barely anyone in it, being there for opening day with like half the day's capacity, and then, like I say, going sort of 4 other days. For us, we've ridden everything, maybe not as much as I would like, but enough that I've ridden everything enough times to go, I know what I like and I know what I don't like. So the pressure for me to get everything done isn't there. And so on our last trip, we did just hang out and eat and snack and drink, and Tracy did drink a lot. And, you know, and go and like spend an hour in the Plastered Owl, whereas when you've got one day there, you can't, there's no way you're going to do that. You're like, I can't take an hour out of my day to go and sit in a bar.
Yeah, I don't think that park was made for, you know, rush ride to ride, because
No.
you don't really experience it.
No.
It's definitely a lounge through it a little bit park.
But I will say the one place that I was happy that we took the hour to sit down was Blue Dragon when we did lunch.
Yes, that is the time to go.
That was definitely worth the hour.
Yeah, we, like I say, we went on the first night we were there and had a less than stellar experience. Again, maybe expectations were too high. It was last thing at night. We literally got the last booking. And then we went with Chris and Alexa for lunch on the Saturday and had an amazing experience.
There does seem to be some variance in the experiences at the restaurants right now, but I think that's pretty standard across the board.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I love Atlantic's, just sitting out there and the views from it, not necessarily to eat there, but just sitting at the bar
Yes.
is, you know, a beautiful view and great drinks there. And from a dork standpoint, the Burning Blade is my favorite to go hang out at.
Oh,
a
yeah.
themed bar that does their own speech is my favorite thing to sit and do.
Oh, guess
And one of my favorite details about that too that a lot of people miss is the crowd with the torches and lighting package that goes circles around the backside of Darkmoor, like right before it lights up.
I've never
And
noticed
you really-
that.
There's so much there you can't really appreciate until night either. So the park hopping does at least give you that option to maybe go, you know, back for a night or two and see it when it's all lit up like that.
Yeah. Like going to, you guys will appreciate, going to Orlando, going to Universal it's not a vacation. You need a holiday after you have your holiday to recover from the holiday that you've had, especially when, you know, I'm no spring chicken anymore. But those are hard days, especially if you're going in those really hot summer months. So to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning to get the bus down to Epic and to spend, you know, you could still be in that park at 10:30 and not get back to your hotel room till 11:30 at night. That is a long day for anybody. And again, like you say, that pressure of spending 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whoever knows how much in that park to get everything done and to not waste a single second of it is massive. And it's tough. It's difficult. I get it. I get why people have these expectations, but I agree with you, Kendra, that park is going to come into its own when people can come and go as they please, like they do the other parks now, when it's on annual passes and people can get multi-day tickets, and they've been enough times that it's just like, I just want to go, I want to grab some drinks, I want to interact with some characters, watch a show, ride a couple of rides, hang out for lunch somewhere, and just enjoy being in that park.
Yeah, just relax and actually experience all of it. You know, and if you can hang out in a spot for a little while, that's when you really get those fun and unique character interactions and feel how alive the park actually is versus just running from ride to ride.
Yeah.
I just hope that they keep the interactions as they currently are and don't drop off.
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
That is my concern. I mean, I think we mentioned it. We had one of the best interactions with the French Aura in Place Cachée when we were there last. Oh, it was honestly probably one of the best character interactions we had. He did not break character for a second, and there was a group of about 6 of us, and everyone was interacting, and he was working all 6 of us. It was absolutely brilliant, and you're right. I hope that doesn't go.
Yeah, I think that brings a lot of that the specialness to that park.
Yeah.
You know, you get a little bit of them through studios, but it's not at the level that you get at Epic right now.
You worry about guests as well, don't you? Because you see what happened to Art the Clown at Horror Nights this year, and that's the worry, is that type of thing happens, and it doesn't seem to be at the moment, I don't think.
I think they've had a little bit of trouble with Igor here and there, but it seems like it has calmed down.
That doesn't surprise me. He is awesome.
He is the star of Darkmoor.
100. I think he's the star of the park, to be fair.
Yeah, that's fair. He's a riot.
Right, moving on. It is time for a Which Stick Gets Your Lick, and this one was submitted by Nicole.
I've been given the impossible task to keep this family friendly. So why is the segment name so rich with double entendre? We all know what you're trying to say with the segment name that you picked. I'm not even gonna go there, so which stick gets your lick?
Which stick gets your lick? Oh, hell yeah. Lick it, baby.
Hi UUOP, this is Nicole and I'm with my best friend Megan, who is currently enjoying her very first visit to Universal Studios, and we got 2 Freeze Ray Pops. We got lemon mint and blueberry lemonade. Megan has lemon mint, so what would you say your rating is?
I'm gonna give this a 4.
Okay, that good, huh?
I mean, it's very crisp and refreshing and not overpowering with the mint, which I feel like it could be.
All right. Blueberry lemonade, I would say, has like a 2.5, maybe a 3. It's a little bit like chalky, crumbly, not really melting very well. And it's a warm day in Orlando. It's in the upper 80s at the low 90s. So it's refreshing, but it's just a different consistency than I was expecting. So that's it. Hope you have a good day. Bye.
That was my issue with the Freeze Ray Pops. Everyone expects them to be, for those British people, a nice lolly, and some of them aren't.
Yeah, I think I have failed because I've never been there yet. I'm not a popsicle person. If I'm cooling off, it's probably with a drink from the park. But I have to make it over there at some point.
I'm very much in the same boat. Usually I go for the drinks, and we walk by the Freeze Ray Pops every time and have yet to get one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously we had to try some, but yeah, they're weird because they're not. Some of them aren't they're more cream based, and when you're expecting a popsicle and you bite it and you're like, oh, that's not what I was expecting.
Yeah, they need a little symbol to indicate which version you're getting on the menu, so people kind of know what to expect.
That's a really good point, actually. I know when we did our first one, I think Tracy, Chris, myself and Alexa were the first ones ever to do one, and Alexa actually took hers back and got another one because she didn't like it. Kendra, would you let everyone know how they can too get involved, because we are getting to the end of this actually. The end of this year is good. We're going to cut this off. We're going to do something new for next year. I have no idea what it is right now. So you've got about 5 or 6 weeks to get these in, but if you want to get them in, Kendra.
Yeah, we would love to hear you on the podcast. So to be part of this segment, all you have to do is head over to Freeze Ray Pops in Minion Land at Universal Studios, Florida, and sample as many of the popsicles as you can stomach or afford.
Once you have sampled them, record yourself rating each one on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being,
oh, hell no,
and 5 being,
oh, hell yeah.
And send those recordings to the podcast at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Oh my God, I need to replace Chris, because Chris never gets that email address right, and you guys are nailing it first time. I am loving this. Sorry, Chris. I know he won't listen, but Alexa will. I do love him, Alexa. Please don't tell him. And of course, for the most authentic review, record your thoughts while you are still in the park. And I've just realised I put in the show notes exactly how long you'll have to get these in. You have until December 5th to get your recording in.
I need to get a move on.
Yes, you do. You're local. How far away from the parks are you actually, Kendra?
Just about 2 hours, a little under.
That's close enough for a quick pop in.
Yeah, I have no excuse.
I wish to go to Scotland.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
So carrying on, we kind of alluded to this early on, some controversial things going on. So Universal have been experimenting with a very Disney thing, which I personally do not like, and that is single-use express passes. Now, they have been testing this out on Skull Island Reign of Kong and Revenge of the Mummy. Now, the signs in front of the attraction have a QR code on it, which you scan with your phone, and then it gives you the opportunity to purchase a single-use express pass for the ride for that day only. When they started offering these, they started at $24.99. It was then reduced to $19.99, and then when I checked them on Saturday, I think it was, they were down to $14.99. What do you guys feel about Universal testing and potentially implementing basically Lightning Lane tickets, but Universal's version?
I have very mixed feelings. I know that the express passes are very expensive, so I think this does give the opportunity for maybe more people to have that option. But I love the simplicity of the current passes. I would never do this for Kong or Mummy, but no. I could see people doing it for like Hagrid's or Ministry.
Yeah, and I think it's a positive sign that the price is coming down gradually. Yeah. If this is the way forward, and I know Kong or Mummy, I wouldn't personally buy it, no. But I know over at Epcot Guardians, we buy in a heartbeat to do that when we're over there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Derek. I hope that the price coming down is an indication of people not taking them up on it, because that's how they're going to learn that this is something that people want. And I really don't like this upcharge thing. I've said this before, Universal... Up until COVID, Universal acted like a new theme park where they really gave a lot of power to the guest. And then since COVID, when they came out of it in a really strong position against Disney, they seem to realize that. And then with Epic opening, they're like, oh, well, we're the big boys in town now, so we can start nickel and diming people. And I hate to say this about Universal, but we've seen a lot of little things being implemented. So the big one to start off with was... the ride and dine package for the Mardi Gras parade floats. You used to be able to, I mean, there still are some, but you used to be able to get on a parade float and it was free. All right, now you can guarantee getting on it, so there is that, but I don't like the fact that that's a thing that you can now pay for.
They still have like the pass holder options, but man, you have to be on it to get one of those at this point, so they don't make it easy on you.
Yeah, because I'm wondering how many... I'm assuming they must hold... I guess they'll know ahead of time how many people have booked the Ride and Dine package to then know how many... I don't know, because the pass holder ones go pretty much like first... It's like a one-day thing, isn't it? The pass holder ones go first day, like way before everything else. Is that right?
Yeah, and they sell out in like a half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very fast.
It just worries me that they're starting to do that. The one thing that really put Tracy and I off going to Disney is starting to see, like, we understand it's a business. They're there to make money first and foremost. But at Disney, it became so apparent when we were there, when we did a proper, like 5 or 6 days at Disney World, and it was like, I know you're trying to make money out of me, but it's so obvious that you're trying to make money out of me. And I feel like Universal are going down that route a little bit.
I think it makes it more stressful when planning a vacation, when everything is just this little bit constantly adding up to it, rather than just kind of be honestly big picture. I've paid this, but now I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Once I get there.
And the other thing that I've noticed from before and after COVID, not necessarily money related, but restaurants. I remember going back pre-COVID, you could walk in any time of the day to just about any restaurant. Now, those peak times, if you don't have a reservation prior, like, it's very hard to get in.
That's such a weird thing as well. I agree with you, but it's like when you look at... So we talked about Blue Dragon earlier. What an experience that is. And when we booked for when Tracy and I went on our first day at Epic this year, and then we booked for when we went with Chris and Alexa, and we literally could have picked any time of either of those days. And it's so strange how, especially with only 2 sit down, but then does that go back to what we talked about earlier, that people don't want to take the time out of their precious 1 day at Epic to do a sit down meal?
Yeah, Lee, I think you're right there. That was, I think people are just too hesitant to take a couple hours out of their day right now, especially with only having that one day there for many people.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense, and I guess we'll see here in the near future if it ends up happening to those as well.
Yeah, I agree with a pair of you said it's like, of the two rides that you think I'm going to fork out $25 to Express Pass, Kong and the Mummy, I don't think so. Like, I love both of them, but I ain't paying $25. Like, that's if you're going as a couple, or even like if you've got your other half and 2 kids, that's $100 to Express Pass a ride. Like, no, it annoys me. It annoys me. Soapbox is coming out now. I'm really going there. It annoys me. Like, it's that thing. Like, when you go to Epic now, because you don't get Express Pass free with the hotels. If you want that experience with Express, you buy it. That's entirely up to you. You go or you don't go. It's little things like this that start to annoy me, because I've already paid, however, like $150, whatever it is, to get into your park. And then you're going to charge me extra if I want to ride a ride quicker than everyone else. And that is what annoys me. When Disney started doing it with Lightning Lane, it's like, I shouldn't have to pay extra. And it was specifically Rise of the Resistance. I shouldn't have to pay extra to be able to get on a ride in your park. Because when Rise of the Resistance first opened, that was the only way you were getting on that ride. Because I know Michelle went to Hollywood Studios like 3 times and didn't manage to get on Rise of the Resistance. And when it's your only option to get on something, is when it's that nickel and dime thing, and it really winds me up. And I appreciate these things are businesses; they are there to make money primarily. But when when it becomes so obvious that it spoils your day at the park, you're not going to go back, because you just think it's just money. It's just expensive now.
Yeah, I think it'd be different going as a single person, but if you're going with a family, I would personally be stressed having that ticket just constantly increase, because you're going to do it for one, and then they're going to want to do it for another ride, and it just kind of adds up to the point where you're probably spending what you would have paid for an Express Pass at the end. It's
an interesting test, isn't it, for 2 rides that maybe the Mummy you would, Kong I don't think you are. I understand why they didn't do it for Hagrid's, because they know that's not a test, because they know people will buy it for Hagrid's. So I suppose you've got to do it for 2 mid-tier attractions. I don't know what else you would do. Like, you would assume they've picked 2 rides with relatively high weights, but not stupidly high weights. But then Kong doesn't really... It's never usually more than about 35 minutes. And if anything's more than 35... If it's 35 minutes or less, even if I had Express Pass, I'd feel guilty using Express Pass on it.
I wouldn't pay, especially at the 25 mark, to Express Reign of Kong. And even during the summer, I don't think I saw it over like 35 minutes.
No.
Maybe. And Mummy, you can, if you single ride that, you can walk on it even during some of the busiest times of the year.
Yep.
That's frowned upon, being a single as a couple or a foursome single ridering things. It's frowned upon. How dare you? Me and Tracy did it all the time.
I know. I'm getting myself in trouble here.
Hey, me and Tracy did it in Epic so many times. That's my hint and tip for Epic. Don't buy Express Pass. Just single ride line as many things as you can.
Yeah, it does save you a lot of time.
And if they're not bothered, I get it from an experience of going for the first time with your family or whatever, that you want to ride stuff together. But if you're not, like we did Mario Kart, I think it was posted 85 minutes. I think we waited 40 in the single rider line. That's fine by me.
And you don't see each other too much on it, so I don't feel like you're missing out. For the first time, I would want to ride together.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. Right. We are getting to the end of the show. It's so much more professional without the rest of these in. It's hilarious. You have heard our Horror Nights House rankings for this year, but it's now time to hear the listener rankings. Of course, we got everyone to send in their 10 to 1s, and I'm very disappointed with people, by the way. I will say that right now. We added up all those scores, and we're going to get to them in a second, but I want to know so Kendra and Derek, we'll start you this time, Derek, your top 3 houses of this year.
So for me, my number 3 was Fallout.
Wow.
Number 2, yep, and that's because I'm a huge fan of the games and the show to a lesser extent, and just the number of Easter eggs that are from the games that if you're not familiar with them would just go right by you. But I appreciated the detail on that one. My number 2 was Gulkin. Again, I love the cold houses and Yeti character. Yeti was so good.
It was amazing. Yes,
I was hoping for this. so slightly lower than that. But then my number one was El Artista.
Okay.
Like, just I'm a big fan of the scenic houses and the facades. So your Blood Moon and Dead Man's Pier.
Yeah.
That's Dead Man's is my favorite of all time.
I can understand why. Kendra?
All right, and my number 3, I will say it was really tight between El Artista and Hatchet and Chains, but Hatchet and Chains I would say would take third.
That's
and
fair.
Then second was Dolls, and first was Gulkin for me.
All right, I have to ask. Your number 2, Kendra, defend it. Because that house was terrible.
The first walkthrough, I did not like it. The second walkthrough, I had a much better time. The scares were not great, but I loved the quirkiness of it. And I liked the play on sense that they used. So it definitely wasn't the scariest house, but I am also a huge chicken. So I kind of enjoyed that part of it, that I could take it in without wanting to crawl away.
I've had many heated debates over people having dolls, and we met up with Chris and Alexa. Dolls was her number 1 at that point. I'm like, am I missing some? But then I guess we had the same conversation about Grave of Flesh with a lot of people. But anyway, moving on to the listener top 10. So coming in at number 10 was Derek's number 3. That is Fallout.
At number 9, we had Grave of Flesh.
Ooh. Coming in at number 8, which should have been much lower than this, is Dolls Let's Play Dead.
And number 7 came Five Nights at Freddy's.
Coming in at number 6 is the WWE presents The Horrors of the Y at 6.
And then at number 5, which I still think should have been a little higher, was Hatchet and Chains Demon Bounty Hunters.
At number 4, we had Gulkin Monsters of the North.
Coming in at number 3 was Jason Universe.
And then number 2, Terrifier.
Boo. People don't know what you're talking about.
And with our number 1 of the year, El Artista, A Spanish Haunting.
I think that's not a bad top 10 overall. What I love about Horror Nights is it's so divisive. Everyone gets something different out of a house. What hits for one person won't hit for someone else, and what hits for someone else won't hit for someone else. And I love that debate and discussion over it. It's such an awesome event for that.
I think this year had a lot of that too. You know, I'm not a huge Five Nights at Freddy's fan. I could see that people love that house. It was near the bottom for me just because I didn't have that tie to it. But then people who absolutely loved it, I think, really did enjoy the house, and especially the use of those animatronics.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with them after the event. It seems they spent an absolute fortune on them. To do what with them now?
I feel like they have to be going to the horrors Unleashed out in Vegas or Chicago, or I mean, I don't think they're just going to go away.
They haven't announced Chicago yet, right? Like what houses are going to be there.
No.
So yeah, maybe that could work.
Yeah, if that goes ahead, that would make a lot of sense, actually, because I've been told that that's the most expensive house they've ever done. So to spend that much money on it and then not use those animatronics again would be crazy.
They still have the merchandise for sale, too, and that's one of the only brand that it didn't go on discount. It's still it has its own stand and then Five and Dime now, so I do wonder if they're going to try to continue pushing that, potentially because of Horrors Unleashed or for something else.
Or maybe Five Nights at Freddy fans are crazy and will just spend money hand over fist on merchandise and they know it.
It could also be true.
Well, that's going to wrap up the show. Thank you guys for joining me. It has been so much more professional than normal. For two people who've never done a podcast before, and I've 3 co-hosts who've been podcasting for years, it went way smoother. So thank you.
It was
really
fun.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep, that's going to wrap up the podcast. Don't forget, we still want you to rate the Freeze Ray Pops and send in your recordings, as well as sending us your How Bad is Fast and Furious Supercharge jokes. We haven't got many of them, actually. I think I might have to come up with something else for next year. Of course, you can send them to us all at podcast@uopodcast.com. But for myself, Kendra, and Derek, we will see you back here next week.
That's the end of another stellar episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else the podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, the Children of the Night, the Children of the UUOP Network, Rush of Fear Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando Food podcast, Portkey Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast, and Big Dumb Stuff, our comedy, pop culture, and themed entertainment podcast. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.